So we're going to start with our sponsor, and our sponsor tonight is the Hidden Touch. Jet Cowan is the owner of that, and he specializes in photography, videography, and technology. And he's going to give you a little presentation on his services.
All right, let's have some fun with this. Grab the little remote here. So my name is Jack Cowan, and if I don't trip over this and get this clipped on, we can use my hands. There we go. So we own the Hidden Touch Photography, and we want to talk to you guys a little bit about your, obviously you're listening to rentals and how you're marketing them. So we're going to cover a little bit about what we do, why it's important, and some of the actual bottom line benefits it can have for you for using a professional. So real estate photography, as a lot of people are out there, you jump on Craigslist, you're going to see photos of all different kinds and types. Bringing in us, we will be shooting everything in true HDR. Now, whether it's a single-wide manufactured home or a 5,000 square foot luxury home on Opry Butte, your photos should have the same level of quality. You should always be able to see out the windows. You should be able to see in bookcases. You shouldn't have everything outside being blue or being inside being yellow. You want to make sure it's all balanced, because a lot of people are looking at what they're willing to pay to rent your property based on how good it looks, which we all do that all the time. Each time that we're out taking photos, we're going to use multiple photographs of the same thing. We aren't taking one single photo. We have 5 professionally trained real estate photographers who know how to go in and actually take a space that is really dark, brighten it up, and keep it accurately represented as to how it would look if you walked in there today. We also have elevated photography available for you guys. We do elevated photography because currently we can't fly drones legally. And anybody who attempts to without the FAA 333 certificate will get fined. In fact, the latest fine that just went through and was cleared by the court system was $1.6 million for 3 flights. And so smaller people, and they are hunting smaller areas, start between $5,000 and $10,000. If you're a manager, you can be liable, your owner can be liable, and the pilot can all be liable. So do pay attention if somebody's flying for you. Ask for the certificate. If they have it, you're good and covered. And so we do have a tripod that you can go anywhere with that can get you up in the air. Your photos should always be storyline, and whether you're taking your photos yourselves or you're having somebody like us come in, make sure that your photos actually tell a story. Don't be going out and opening, coming into the front entry and going to the master and then out back and then to the bedrooms and the kitchen and then show the other bedrooms. One of the things that we do and we spend a lot of time doing and learning about is how to flow somebody through that home so they actually see all of your photos instead of just the first 2 or 3. Also, privacy protection. If you guys have tenants in there and you need to get the photos taken ahead of time, you have a very cooperative tenant, they're willing to let you come in, get everything prepped so that your vacancy rate or vacancy time is very low. Make sure that things like names and photos aren't there. We go through and we'll actually remove names off of walls. We'll come in, if there's any family photos or anything, we'll blur them out to protect both you and your tenants. Turnaround times, we know that a lot of times when you need these, you need them quick. So we are about 1 to 2 hours in the home. We have, like I said, 5 trained photographers just for real estate, and we can guarantee a 2 business day turnaround time for you. Of course, overnight is available, and a little hard to see here on these, but they do have stars in the skies and all sorts of fun stuff when we do night photography for you. Another very important thing is you have the license to use photos. If you take the photo yourself, you don't have to worry about this issue. If you do have anybody else take the photos for you, you should, if the owner should be getting a piece of paper that says, hey, yes, they're okaying the photos, or the tenant is okaying the photos, and if they understand that they're going online, and once stuff's online, it's pretty much impossible to take it off, and anybody can do an editorial piece and it's stuck on there forever. So we get licenses from owners that say, hey, yes, we want you to take the photos, we're good with it, and all that type of stuff. And on the other side as well, when you receive photos, you should be receiving a license to use the photos that explains, hey, you get to use these for your rental and marketing, and you can do all this great stuff with them. So make sure that if you're not personally taking them, or if you have a management company doing it for you, that they make sure they have that license to protect you. Very quick example is a lot of times people will buy a home and they'll jump on and say, hey, the photos on MLS look great, and they'll right-click and save them and use them for their rental. The problem with that is that somebody else owns the copyright, and if that gets caught, you could be looking at over $1,000 fine just for that. So do make sure that if you're out there getting them, you're getting that license waived. If you guys call us in, we do have a quality guarantee. These are all photos that I went and had to have fun with on my own, but these are all stuff that we see out there daily. And when you have photos where you can't see out the windows, you can't see inside the room, it's blurry, you can't see stuff that's going on, people will skip by your rental without thinking about it. Especially in a tight market, they're going to look at what's best and try and find that best. Also, and this will kind of be our quick last little bit before we get to our speaker here, interactive 3D homes. This is a very cool feature. We're going to go through this actually. But this is something that you can have done once for your property, always have it available, and allow people to see it. I have at least 3-4 cases now where people have, based off of this rented site, unseen, and been happy when they got there because it accurately represented what they were expecting when they got to the rental. So when we do the interactive, you get a full 3D model of it, including an actual floor plan of what's really there. And I'm going to pull up one of the models here so you guys can see them real quick. So if you can look at the screen up here. Jump over here. There we go. This is basically a dollhouse of a vacation rental out in Sisters that we did. You can spin all around it. It's a 3-story cabin. You can see it. You can move all around through here. And in case you don't want to interact with it, there is a simple play button that allows you to be taken through the home, where every few seconds it will move positions. So here it's rotating. Here you're actually able to come in, you can see the Sisters Mountains, and of course it'll spin you around and take you throughout the entire home. So you can see it's guiding us through here. At any time you can pause it. You can click, you can look up at the ceiling, you can look down at the floor, all around the different places. And this even works on smaller units. Here's a little 2-story townhome that we did. And of course, again, you can see all around it. You can move through it in whichever way you want to see how it's looking. If it's too close, you can kind of back it off. And at any time, you can click into the unit and look around and maneuver through it. So, if you guys have any more questions about our services, we will be here. At the end, we will be having a drawing for $50 off any of our services. That does include even our events and family photography. We cover about 17 different styles of photography across the 6 photographers that work for us. So thank you guys so much for a couple minutes up here. And if you have any more questions, come over, check it out. We have a lot more of our work, as well as price sheets and all that kind of stuff. So.